What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and as this Peru alien attack story continues to play out, people are questioning me, asking me why I so adamantly believe that the U.S. military may be behind these attacks. And the answer to that question is complicated, and the details may bore you, but I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But first, can I just point one thing out? You see, of course, this was originally reported as an alien attack. And then the authorities claimed that no, these were jetpacking gold miners. Even a teen from the village was photographed showing a picture on her phone of a guy in a jetpack. But after doing a quick Google search, you will see that the photo she is showing is just a random photo of a dude with a jetpack off of Google. Yet they're trying to play it as if this is some teenager that caught a jetpacking gold miner on camera, but you could literally look up the photo and that is not the case at all. So right there from the get-go, that puts a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not sure what they were necessarily trying to accomplish there, and it makes me feel as if they are untrustworthy. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Why do I believe that the U.S. military may be behind these alien attacks? Well, you have to understand what has been going on in Peru for years. Peru is a very unstable place when it comes to politics. My math may be wrong, but I think that they have had like either 6 or 7 different presidents in like the last 5 or 6 years. Every time they elect someone, they then throw them out of office. There's random coups. They take over, and you name it. It's a very unstable region. There's often a huge protest, people like overthrowing the government. I believe that the last president before the president that's in office right now, I believe he's in prison as we speak. And a lot of people are upset by that. A lot of people support it. But now they're also trying to get out the current president, which just so happens to be the first woman president of Peru. But if you know how America operates, America is very often behind these coups in other countries. They're often behind these military coups. The CIA is known for going into smaller countries, third world areas, and they destabilize these regions. It happens all the time. It has happened for years and years throughout history. If you have any knowledge of history, then you already know this. But you know, a lot of people don't know about all of these crazy things going on in the world. But yeah, America has its finger and its hands in a little bit of everything. So America was, in the CIA, it's believed, allegedly, that they were behind the most recent coup that put this woman in power. Now, why would they want to do that? Well, for various reasons. You see, after this new woman took over Peru or became president of Peru, all of a sudden, deals started getting signed. Deals, for Peru to work along with the U.S. military. And the U.S. is really concerned because China is also trying to get in bed and get in good with Peru. Because Peru is the home of a lot of resources that are very important to us. But I want to show you a little something. You see, back beginning in June, detachments of U.S. troops will be arriving in Peru and staying until December 31st, 2023. Peru's Congress, supported by only 6% of Peruvians, on May 26 approved a resolution introduction in January that authorized the entry of naval units and foreign military personnel with weapons of war. U.S. military personnel are heading for Peru on a training and advisory mission. U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force troops will be active throughout that country. Most of them apparently will stay for less than the allotted 7 months. They are bringing weapons and equipment. The U.S. Southern Command appointed a Peruvian general as deputy commanding general. They arrive following massive popular protest that erupted in reaction to Peru's Congress on December 7th, 2022, having ordered the arrest of the elected president Castillo. So, as you heard there, only like 6% of actual Peruvians approve of the government that is in place right now. But you see, America, they had a lot of influence in overthrowing that presidency and putting this woman in power, this woman that just so happens to be way more open with working with the U.S. military. Now, the U.S. military is going over there in Peru in silence. They don't want y'all to know about this. Chances are you had no idea this was happening, but we're sending our young men and women over to Peru to basically protect a president that we put in place, because there have been massive protests and you name it. So they're acting like, oh, we're going over there for training. No, you're going over there to protect the new regime that you put into place to keep the people of Peru in check. That is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. But, the rabbit hole goes much further. And to really fully understand the situation, you would have to go back years and years, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and just expose what's going on recently. U.S. troops are to be deployed to some of the same regions where streets were awash with blood and where new strikes and protests are being organized and prepared. They are being sent to help prop up a regime that is overwhelmingly hated by the Peruvian masses. The highest approval rating this regime has received in recent polls is 16%. Even as troops are being prepared for deployment to Peru, U.S. South Command on May 23rd announced the appointment of a Peruvian general, ensuring the closest collaboration between the Pentagon and Peru security forces as possible. In Peru, U.S. interests are very obvious. The country is the world's second largest producer of copper, expected to mine 2.8 million tons of copper this year. Exploration has begun in the southern region of Puno, near the border with Bolivia, for lithium deposits. Both metals are of strategic importance in the race for developing electric vehicles and clean energy. Peru is also an important producer of gold, zinc, silver, and natural gas. China has eclipsed the U.S. as Peru's main trading partner, while it has extensive investments in mining as well in the development of infrastructure, including the only Chinese-run port in Latin America. Beijing and Lima have a free trade agreement, and Peru has become part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. According to China's embassy in Peru, trade between the two countries topped $37 billion in 2021, more than double the amount between Peru and the US. For Latin America as a whole, trade with China has soared from 12 billion in 2000 to 495 billion in 2022. The support for the coup regime and the deployment of US troops in Peru is part of Washington's strategy in the hemisphere. It is based upon a reliance on militarism and support of the region's counter-revolutionary oligarchies to offset the dramatic erosion of U.S. economic hegemony, all the while mouthing phrases about human rights and democracy. In Peru, where 6 presidents have been ousted in 5 years, and virtually every major political figure is implicated in corruption scandals, Washington is seeking to build up the military as an instrument for dominating the state and carrying out counter-revolutionary repression while serving as a U.S.-aligned counterbalance to China's economic influence. U.S.'s determination to turn Latin America into a battlefield in the drive towards a third world war poses immense danger to the masses of working people in the region. So basically what we're looking at here is possibly even the beginnings of another kind of proxy war. Obviously, China has a lot of influence in Peru. America doesn't like that. So America has been saying, we're going to send troops over there for humanitarian reasons. We don't like the way the Peru's government has been treating the people. But in reality, America was behind overthrowing the government, and we're not there to help the protesters and the people of Peru. No, we're there to keep them in check. Now, what's one thing that always rings true? More often than not, there's a little bit of truth in the lies that we're told. So we're being told that this alien attack was really illegal Peruvian gold miners. I think there may be some truth to that. But I don't think that it's necessarily illegal Peruvian gold miners. In reality, it could be U.S. military with advanced equipment. We already know that they're stationed over there. America silently sent our troops to Peru. Most of you all don't even know that. Most of you all had no freaking clue that we had troops over in Peru, putting their lives on the line to defend a regime that the Biden administration and Washington wanted to put into place, that they forced into place. So we know that we're over there because we're interested in all of these resources: gold, gas, copper, various other resources that we need to build electric vehicles. So I do believe there may be some truth in these reports about gold miners. But maybe, just maybe, it's the U.S. military that's trying to scare off these villagers as they illegally mine the area for resources. Because make no mistake about it, it's obvious that's why we're interested in this region. And that's why China is also interested in this region. It's because they are filled with the resources that we're after. So yeah, I do believe that there may be some truth in these reports. We're just not being told the whole entire story. And in many ways, when you look at this situation, it's becoming obvious that Peru is basically the middle ground. It's the meeting ground for China and the U.S. That's what it is right now. It's the meeting ground. We are silently fighting for more influence over Peru so we could have more access to these resources. We've already, influenced a coup. We got the ex-president of Peru in prison. We've helped establish a new regime. We have our troops, your sons, your daughters, are in Peru protecting some random person that we put into power, as the people of Peru are against it. That's crazy. But yeah, in my opinion, and it's been my opinion since day one, this is not an alien attack. I think that this is some type of advanced military. And there's only a few militaries on Earth that would be capable of pulling something like this off. So don't think for one second that I haven't considered that China could very well be responsible for this too. But from everything I've looked into, and keep in mind, this stuff is done secretly. I don't really know what China has going on. But from my understanding, it's not like China has been sending troops to Peru recently, although I could be wrong. But I know for a fact, that we just got done sending a fresh batch of troops to Peru over here in the U.S. We just signed all of these deals. And, I'm open to the possibilities. I'm always open. I believe anything is possible. Yeah, it's possible that 7-foot aliens were attacking this village. But when you take a step back, you look at the bigger picture, you understand what's been going on in Peru for years now, and you understand the timeline of events, that literally American troops get deployed in Peru, and then a couple of weeks later, all of a sudden, there's these alien attacks happening in Peru. There weren't villagers reporting being attacked by aliens before U.S. soldiers arrived, before a deal was signed with the U.S. Space Force. You know what I mean? It's really weird, ladies and gentlemen. It's really weird. So keep your eyes on it. But that's the answer to the question. If you're wondering why I think America is behind this, this is why. This is why. And it goes way deeper than this. This is just me giving you surface level information. You could research deeper. If you would like, maybe I could explain things even more. But I try to package my videos in a way that anyone could understand. And I think that anyone watching this video will be able to understand the information that I ran across you all. So for now, let me know your thoughts about all of this madness down in the comments below. As you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.